Day 23. She said something first. What's amazing in this life is how many times you find yourself above what you thought you could be. You see yourself in a very positive vibe, and people that you thought wouldn't care actually care in a negative way. People you thought had your back and supposed to be there for you and supporting you really was the complete opposite. I went to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting, just got out of it, and the rehab that I was in had a staff member come up to me in the Alcoholics Anonymous meeting and say that she said, "I'm happy you're here because everybody was telling me that they didn't know exactly what happened to you," and meanwhile it was her staff, or the staff around her, not her staff, the staff around her colleagues, that asked me, or they told me that because of a contract that I signed, I couldn't be late to a meeting, and I was like 4 minutes late to a meeting. So they said they're not going to allow me to be in the rehab program anymore. I told them I wanted to stay and not do anything to stay, you know. Word got out even more, and I said, "Well, I'm doing okay, you know, I'm here." And she said, "That's great. It's good to know that you're sane," she said. "You're a sane person." It's like, what the heck? Those guys were probably telling you that I was insane. And now you don't believe them because I showed up to the AA meeting? Like, that's what it takes, is to like show up for your own sobriety in a public manner for people to think that you're not an insane individual? It's freaking bonkers to me how much people talk crap on each other. It's like those guys that said that crap about me, they're crazy. They're deranged. You know, I got a little bit of crazy and derangement in me, but not to the point to where I'm talking crap behind people. Like, that's the last motive I got for anybody. And all those guys going to that rehab, including the female, and without a shadow of a doubt, I didn't say one bad word about anybody attending there or working there, not one time. So direct reflection upon them, on themselves, for the false cast of judgment set upon me. Sobriety over everything. I've learned that sobriety for me has been a high-powered form of love and respect for my physical body and my mind, my mental fortitude. I'm gonna let it go, like I always do with everybody that does this to me. Just let it go. And those people keep on going, saying false things about person after person just to make themselves feel better, that they're making a difference in other people's lives by trying to play protector all the time. It's like, get out of here with that. It's like looking at the safest place on the face of the earth. We don't need any more or any people out there trying to protect grown adults. It's just bizarre to me that people have that mindset, you know? Like, if you truly have that desire, go be a cop. Don't be a therapist. Therapists are there to help protect people from themselves, not from other people. Same crap happened to me in the yoga studios. Pay enough attention to yourself and people will start thinking that you're targeting other people. It's the most bizarre stuff I've ever encountered. It doesn't make any sense to me. Toxic people everywhere you go. That's what I chalked it up to, because it wasn't all of them. You know, obviously she didn't have that feeling about me, but all it really took was 4 staff members on that team to say something bad about me to where they got it taken care of, and the other 3 are cool with me. And they all said that was BS on what they did to me by just making me leave like that and then trying to make me think that I was the reason for it. So whack. If I was running that place and I found out about it, I would be like, cutting that Cancer out of my company. Not Cancer. Cancer is an astrological sign. But I say Cancer in like the toxic sense within the body. I would be cutting those toxic people out of my company, telling them to go find somebody else to pick on. Because the reality is that's probably what they're going to do anyways. Those people that said that about me were way too old to be working. 2 of them were way too old to be working. And the other 2, one, I had more sobriety myself than him, and he's new to the company. And I had more sobriety time than he did in alcohol. And then the other one, who's my direct therapist, is out of the most physical shape I have ever seen in a therapist. Which I know has a direct resemblance in what's going on with his mindset. Because ultimately the mind is an embodied process, and the more you do not pay hominis where hominis is due, the more it shows up in your speech pattern and the way that you conduct yourself mentally, the way you perceive others mentally. And if you're not willing to take responsibility for your physical appearance and how out of shape it is, then you're going to project all of that negativity into somebody else and say that they're the problem. Literally got mad at me for laughing. I couldn't even laugh in rehab. And that one came from the old lady. Got upset because I was laughing. I got news for you. Laughter is very good medicine, especially to somebody that's trying to get sober. How are you going to try and shut that down? Doesn't make any sense to me. So I'm glad that I'm, kicked out, even though they said we're not kicking you out. You kicked yourself out. Yeah, like that's possible. If I kicked myself out, I wouldn't have even showed up. Somebody shows up for something, that's the opposite of trying to kick themselves out. I wish that these therapists would go through all of the mental and emotional and psychological evaluations that they make a lot of our military members go through. Be surprised on how many diagnoses they have on their hands. And honestly, I think they think that would be a bad thing for them, when in reality, it's one of the best things that can happen to you. When somebody tries to perceive you as sick. Just like, you know what, good. Doubt me more. All it does is make me work even deeper. Makes me work harder on myself. Every alcoholic knows this is an uncurable disease. Let that settle into your mind. An uncurable disease. They want to victimize and scrutinize people all day long for it. The only thing that we can do is treat it. We will never be healed. We will always be healing. And thank God we have each other, and the service part comes in to play in a lot of this. One of the guys I'm sponsoring came up to me today, and he just let me know that he cares and that he wants to still hang out. Go to the dance. Just do whatever. Whatever to keep us sober. And I'm his sponsor. And he's got 22 years of sobriety on alcohol. He's calling me for help. I'm calling him for help. It's always a two-way street, That's what I'm recognizing. It's just more about, we spoke a lot about gratitude today. How can we be grateful for what we already have rather than trying to point the finger in something that is in the present moment that doesn't resonate? Go to gratitude, that's how. I hate to steer away from the Qigong. It just, sometimes you gotta get it out of you, Sometimes I think when I vent my personal life on this, only the females won't care to pay attention. And every time I talk about what I'm doing in the present moment, the men pay more attention. So I guess I'm just trying to mix it all up. I just like how it's not forced. You can scroll past this, you can block me, you can not watch me anymore, care less about what goes on in my life. I don't care. It's better than me walking up and throwing it all up on you, you know what I mean? I don't like doing that to people, and that's why I just post it online. It makes me feel like I don't need to do it face to face, you know? I don't need to go and run to some therapist or something. Which I don't think there'll ever be a real shortage of. I mean, they're letting people that are out of physical shape be therapists. There's not going to be a shortage. Artificial intelligence, good luck with that. I don't know though, they're making some pretty good artificial intelligence lately. I had one pop up on my algorithm. The AI companion that he was talking about. Just have a full-blown conversation with a microchip. Ask it anything you want, just tells you the objective truth. Or at least that's how I'm going to program mine. I'm going to get one of them things. That it will evolve my innate intelligence to a more supreme level to be understood by the peoples of the world. And the ones that, you know, ones that could care less, in great shape, great physical shape, never had a problem with them, and I don't think they've ever had a problem with anybody else. That's the difference. People that are out of physical shape and they know they're out of physical shape, or even if they don't know, those are the ones that seem to have issues with others, not others having issues with them. People that are out of physical shape are usually accepted. It's just they don't accept other people, especially those that are in a high vibration, those that work daily and discipline themselves daily. I'm inhaling up onto the balls of the feet, up towards the toes. Burst exhale down into the heels. You can feel that energy come up through the shoulders and let your arms do what they will. Naturally, mine seem to come out in front of me. Eyes closed. Work the internal system. Gain more balance and confidence as you do that. If you keep your eyes closed. At least that's what my experience has been. A lot of times I'm speaking with my eyes closed on this. That's good. Thanks, YouTube. And Paul as well. God bless.